Welcome back, fellow investors and traders. My name is Jeff, and this is the 3 stocks to buy video for October 2019. Now, one thing I do want to point out before we get started, there has been a huge sell-off in growth companies. And guys, this is usually the type of behavior you see out of investors before a recession or a very large correction is about to happen. So for example, I have ticker symbol ROKU, Roku. That is one of my absolute favorite stocks pulled up right now. We see here on the 5th of September, this was a $170 per share stock that has now traded itself back under $100, lost $70 of share value. And really, for some of these companies, it is very unclear to tell where the bottom is going to set in. And I'm just using Roku as one example. You can look at Shopify, The Trade Desk, Paycom Software. There is so many different high growth companies where basically these stocks are selling off into all-time highs and money is getting rotated into value stocks. So for all intents and purposes, I am going to concentrate on value stocks in this video. At the same time, keep in mind, I do feel like there is a really good opportunity to buy into these growth stocks as well. But the current trend really since about the start of this past month in September has been a big sell-off in growth and a full rotation into value stocks. So before we get started, guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video. I appreciate all the support, and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. So when I talk about value stocks, you'll probably hear me talk about oil companies a lot. Now, there is a specific reason for this. Number one, oil companies usually pay a very, very handsome dividend, okay? The 3 companies I invest in the most, guys, I will likely hold these stocks for the rest of my life because they all pay over a 5% dividend. So even when you're currently taking a loss on some of these stocks, you're really in no place to worry because you're getting a constant cash return, from these positions. Now, I have the 1-year chart pulled up on crude oil. As you can see, it has traded down and basically sideways all year. Crude oil has not seen any real movement that, in my opinion, is even worth talking about. Now, what does this tell us historically? Crude oil is due a technical breakout at some point. If you want to go back 2 weeks, when Saudi Arabia got their oil fields attacked, this made oil prices shoot up extremely high overnight. As you can see here, I do have it. On the 15th of September, oil prices did run up to over $63 a share. And I did alert a specific oil ETN in Trade Alerts Pro, guys. We made well over a 30% return. A good long-term growth company in the oil industry is going to be a fantastic long-term position. In my opinion, you will never want to sell and that you can basically hold forever. And guys, that's why I always say you really can't do much better than Royal Dutch Shell. So going back to 2016, this stock did trade down to a very, very low point. And since that time, we have seen highs in 2017 and 2018. But if you look where we are currently trading, under $60. Now I have ticker symbol RDS/B. This is the stock that I would buy basically so our dividends don't get reduced. Okay, we have to pay an offshore expense if you own RDS/AU. Right now, the yield is currently at 6.38%. Guys, I have never seen this stock paying under a 5% dividend. I think here, under $60, Royal Dutch Shell, like I said, is a great addition long term. Not a stock you're really going to want to trade, just one you're going to want to keep in your portfolio and buy every time the price gets cheap. And of course, if you do want to look at some max charting, you want to go back to the 1980s, this stock has returned well over 1,200%. You have to keep in mind it has always been one of the best dividend paying stocks out there. So I don't mind banking 1,200% when I'm also getting 6 and 7% a year on a dividend yield. Royal Dutch Shell remains my number 1 pick in the oil industry. And I think here at these levels, under $60, it is a buy and a long-term hold. You'll never want to sell, in my opinion. All right, guys, so let's stay in the value lane, okay? The second stock to buy for October is Banco Macro, ticker symbol BMA. it is probably very likely that many of you watching this video have never heard of this company before. I have been watching this company from a distance for a little over 2 years. It has always been in my banking watch list, never touched this stock, and I feel like we have just been given a golden opportunity over the past month, like I said, to buy a real valuable stock, buy a stock that will, over the course of time, will regain its value. This is an Argentina banking company, okay? And it is currently down 37.44% over the past 1 year. And back here on the 9th of August, guys, it was trading at $76.48. So it's lost well over $50 per share of value. Now, I think if you want to look at the 5-year chart, that should generate even more excitement. In October 2017, this was a $132 per share stock. And keep in mind, guys, as of today, this stock down at these very low points also pays an 8.87% dividend currently. That's why I want to move into this position. I feel like you have basically 9% of breathing room, and I would not go all in on this position. Obviously, leave yourself some room in case the price of this stock gets cheaper. I'm kind of looking at what has happened over the past year as almost a 2008 like recession, just lost a huge 66% of its value basically overnight. Now, of course, if you do want to research out this company, kind of get a feel for it, you can go to bancomacro.com and check it out for yourself, guys. But this has been one of the biggest standing banks in Argentina for several years. And really, we can go back to the 19th of August. That's when Argentina financial stocks took a massive plunge after the country's treasurer minister resigned over a previous weekend, saying the government's economic team is in need of significant renewal. And the departure is the latest fallout from the last surprise primary defeat of President Macri to the left-wing populist ticket. Now, again, I do not stay up to speed really on Argentina politics. But as you can see from all these ticker symbols, guys, which all of these companies are in the financial sector, you can see that sector got hit very, very hard, and it traded down for nearly a month straight. And some of these companies trading down as much as 75%. Now, you just have to look at that in terms of market cap. That's why I say it's very comparable to the 2008 recession. There's other places in the world that are going through recession-like problems. Then on the 5th of September, Argentina banking stocks got hit again when Moody's downgraded their financial institutions rating. So following its downgrade of their foreign and local currency, local long-term rating in its global and national scales, the ratings company is also downgrading assessments of 24 Argentine financial institutions. Again, all of these stocks continued to sell off even further. And then Citigroup and Bank of America came in with downgrades for Argentina banks, okay? Now, Bank of America downgraded Banco Macro 2 notches to underperform from buy, while Citigroup downgrades the company from buy to neutral. Like I said, guys, this is an opportunity, a long-term opportunity, and a company with value that this stock has traded all the way up to $130 a share. So I took my opening position in BMA at $22, guys, and I currently have a 19% return on that position, and I've already got one quarterly dividend payment. So I think here at $26, BMA is still a buy and a great way to add some offshore value to your portfolio. Now, the third and final stock for the month of October, guys, is Apple, ticker symbol AAPL, okay? Now, in my opinion, a lot of people used to look at Apple as if it was a growth company. I look at Apple as if it's still a growth company. Apple has changed. It's very, very different. I feel like Apple is the best combination of value and growth rolled into one company. Maybe outside of Microsoft, you could probably throw Google and Facebook in that category as well. But if you really look at the new services Apple are rolling out, like I said, with their credit card, their streaming service, their video gaming platform, and the fact that Apple is no longer just an iPhone company. Apple is really becoming a true service company and the king of services. So like I said, guys, I have made almost a completely new income stream since I've owned this Apple Card. Every time I use it, every time I swipe my Apple Card, I get a small cash return. And I've even made a couple videos about this. That's why I feel Apple is such a strong buy here. Like I said, you're getting value because they're so strong on the balance sheet, but you're also getting growth because the products that they're offering, the services that they're offering are so strong. And really, we've only seen just a few. I would say several different times during the week, I get the question, if you could only invest in one company, which would it be? I would say either Apple or Microsoft is going to be the company I end up choosing because I know these companies have significant value. They carry such a great balance sheet. They always show up on earnings. I mean, when is the last time you can remember Apple or Microsoft having a really bad earnings report? Hardly ever happens. Now, over the past year, guys, everybody knows Apple has made this big downtrend, and then they've made such a nice, strong recovery since. Well, like I said, I can remember days where Apple was losing $5 to $10 of value every day, and I just looked at those as great buying opportunities, okay? Apple has not grown much over the past year, and as a matter of fact, is actually down about 1% over the past year. And over the past 5 years, Apple has grown about 123%, with, as you can see, many dips and many buying opportunities along the way. It's just, I do want to clear up this misunderstanding. Everybody thinks Apple is a cell phone company and a computer company, which they are. They're the most successful cell phone company in modern history, but just keep in mind, Apple is making such a strong transition into services, and even here at this $1 trillion market cap, I still feel Apple is so very, very undervalued. So make sure to go down in the comment section, guys. Share your thoughts and opinions with me. Tell me some stocks that you will be buying over the month of October. I would really like to hear that. Thank you as always for watching the video, and have a great day.